The story begins on a ruined battlefield, littered with countless fallen warriors. Thunder roars above, lightning flashing through dark clouds. A figure in elegant robes steps forward, gripping a dagger that radiates dark energy. He acknowledges Qing Feng's remarkable strength, recognizing the unique abilities that allowed him to survive this deadly trial. Standing atop a mound of monstrous corpses, a heavily armored warrior speaks. Despite Qing Feng's extraordinary resilience, he declares victory, claiming possession of the powerful artifact, the Eye of Judgment. He clutches the sword embedded in his body, eyes wide with shock and pain, questioning the reason behind this sudden betrayal. Qin Xiaoyu stands in the wreckage, gripping a strange artifact, calmly declaring her identity. Qing Feng calls out to her. She coldly dismisses him, reminding him that he is only an adopted child, refusing to acknowledge any bond between them. Song Fei interrupts, disapproving of her harsh words. Qin Xiao brushes him off but acknowledges his presence. Song Fei mocks Qing Feng, sarcastically thanking him for helping them obtain a powerful weapon. Without hesitation, Song Fei explains how he embedded the Soul Reaper sword into Qing Feng's body to drain his life force, treating it as a twisted token of gratitude. Qing Feng recalls how he raised Qin Xiao in their parents' absence, protecting her, risking his life countless times. Now, he realizes trusting her was a mistake. Xiao resents his influence over her life and viewed him only as a temporary necessity. Now that she and Song Fei have secured the artifact, she declares Qing Feng useless. Song Fei moves in for the final blow. Mocking Qing Feng, he urges him to accept his fate and die peacefully, promising to take care of Xiao in his absence. But Qing Feng refuses to surrender. Roaring with defiance, he swears he will never let them go, even if it costs him his life. Song Fei stands victorious, striking Qing Feng down with finality. The year is 2025. An event known as the Forgotten Game of God descends upon humanity. People are forcibly pulled into its world while they sleep, no escape possible. In this game, life is the only currency. Every death drains a portion of a person's lifespan, while slaying monsters replenishes it. Survival demands relentless combat, with no room for hesitation. But the game's influence does not remain confined. Players who master its rules can extract powerful skills and bring them into reality. Through relentless struggle, Qing Feng and his sister endure countless hardships. Against all odds, he rises to become one of the world's strongest. After overcoming endless dangers and pushing himself beyond limits, he finally obtains the legendary Eye of Judgment. At last, he qualifies to stand at the top. But just as he believes his place is secure, betrayal strikes. The one he fought to protect turns against him. His reward: betrayal by those he loved most. Lying beneath the rubble, bloodied and broken, Qing Feng realizes his sacrifices only served others, leaving him discarded. Yet, even facing death, he refuses to accept his fate. If given another chance, he vows to live for himself. Reality shifts. His consciousness fades, only to awaken in a familiar setting. He opens his eyes and finds himself in bed. The city lights flicker outside his window. Confused, he checks for wounds, but he's unharmed. He grabs his phone and stares in disbelief. The date reads 2025. He is alive. Sitting in silence, he processes what just happened. The city outside remains unchanged. He finally understands, he has been reborn. Sent back 9 years, to the very day the Forgotten Game of God first arrived. Before he can fully grasp it, a sudden noise breaks his thoughts. The door bursts open with a powerful kick. As Qing Feng moves through the apartment, a voice interrupts him. Qin Xiao barges in, furious he ignored her calls. On this very day, they had a major argument, one that changed everything. As expected, Xiao is enraged, defending her devotion to Song Fei and accusing Qing Feng of trying to keep them apart. Before the game's arrival, Song Fei was a famous idol, and Xiao was among his most obsessive fans. But behind the charming facade, Song Fei was a manipulative scoundrel, exploiting his fans for money and gain. Qing Feng always tried to stop her from being deceived. But his efforts were in vain. Instead of gratitude, he was blamed for interfering. Now, once again, she lashes out, blaming him for Song Fei's troubles and demanding money. No longer willing to tolerate Qin Xiao's arrogance, Qing Feng reacts with swift force. His strike sends her crashing to the floor. Stunned and humiliated, she clutches her face, tears in her eyes as she accuses him of hitting her. But Qing Feng warns her he has no time for arguments. Tossing a bundle of money to her, he clarifies that he never relied on the wealth left by their parents. Now, he's settling every debt. As he walks to the door, he suppresses his anger, for the sake of their late parents. Yet he delivers a final warning, things will never be the same. Turning back one last time, he declares, she is no longer his sister. Qin Xiao, still on the floor, watches him leave, tears streaming down her face. Qing Feng reflects on his past life, realizing how much he lost by protecting her. His obsession with her safety cost him countless opportunities, hidden treasures, secret locations, powerful adventures abandoned. Now, things are different. He holds the sleeping pills. But this time, rebirth is a second chance. Free of past attachments, he wonders how far he can go. Determined, he drinks water, solidifying his resolve. This time, he'll use his knowledge of the forgotten game to get ahead. Qin Xiao is no longer his responsibility. If she wants to survive, she must prove her worth. Dark energy surrounds Qing Feng. His goal is clear, Song Fei will die by his hands. No longer bound by past mistakes, he will carve his own path and take his revenge. Stepping into a portal bathed in blue flames, he enters the grand hall of profession selection. The sight brings back memories, his hesitation cost him valuable time. Not this time. In his past life, he chose the warrior class to protect Qin Xiao. Though powerful, it slowed his growth. Now, unburdened, he selects a class to level up at unprecedented speed. He knows mobility is key. With resolve, he becomes an assassin, a class built for swift, deadly precision. As he reaches out, blue energy surges, confirming his choice. But before he can process it, a notification appears. The Eye of Judgment is already bound to him. Immense power erupts. The eye activates, revealing its true ability, a passive trait that grants him the highest quality profession and talents. Upon entering the game, Qing Feng clenches his fist, feeling the surge of strength. This time, he won't just survive, he'll dominate. The eye acknowledges him as its true master. It cannot be stolen. Perhaps it even played a role in his rebirth. Before he can explore further, dark tendrils wrap around him. A notification appears, he has unlocked a hidden profession. Shadows consume him. A complete class transfer begins. The transformation is complete. A new path unfolds, far more powerful than he ever imagined. The system announces his new identity, the Shadow. Unlike his former warrior class, this is the highest tier hidden assassin class, granting instant power. He recalls that hidden professions require sheer luck, but the eye ensured he received the strongest. His eyes gleam. The artifact's authority bends fate itself. What kind of power is he wielding? The system reveals. He has acquired the authority of judgment, a primordial force transcending rules and order. Without divinity, he cannot fully control it, only the passive effect is active. Shocked, he realizes this authority can nullify all laws. He recalls the 7th year of the game, when power of order was first discovered. A powerful player escaped to the land of order, but no one managed to obtain it. Now, he possesses a greater force from the beginning, authority that overrides all rules. His next goal is clear: escape the earth abandoned by the gods, reach the land of order, and obtain divinity. Only then will he unlock his full potential. The system finalizes his profession. A holographic screen appears, asking for his game code. Qing Feng enters his identity, Shadow. The system confirms it. His journey in the Forsaken World begins. He descends into a ruined land, overrun by monsters. The system warns, these creatures are relentless. Death will have his lifespan. But by slaying monsters outside the town, he can gain tradable life. He arrives in Shell Town, a designated peace zone. As he walks through town, he sees confused players, some disoriented, others in denial. Some recall mundane moments before being dragged into the game. He knows powerful figures will soon rise. He must act swiftly. The townspeople notice the dagger in his hand. Some suspect he's an assassin. Others compare their abilities to his. He seems far more advanced. Suddenly, a shift in energy. A bright flash. Players reappear in the teleportation circle, groaning in pain. Death sends them back to town, reinforcing the game's brutal rules. Elsewhere, panic spreads. A group of players struggles to defeat a seemingly weak monster. One bite drains half their life. Fear sets in. How can anyone survive? Among them, a girl named Lizzie appears frustrated. Her teammates ask for direction. Noticing her longbow, Qing Feng analyzes, it's an unusual weapon for an archer. Likely a sign of a hidden profession. Lizzie approaches, proposing they form a party. The monsters are too strong alone. Her team already died once. They have some experience now. Qing Feng declines without hesitation. Uninterested in alliances. Her team is shocked. They can't imagine how he plans to survive alone. Some mock his arrogance. Others note his hidden profession and assassin-like edge. He could at least escape if not win. Lizzie scoffs at his code name, Shadow. She finds it overly dramatic, but can't deny his unique aura. As Qing Feng walks toward the dangerous lands, Lizzie quickly strategizes. She decides to follow him, hoping to learn from his combat style. Her team hesitates, but agrees, seeing a chance to observe without risk. Rather than hope for his success, Lizzie eagerly anticipates his downfall. Lizzie remains confident in her skills as a veteran gamer. She doesn't know why she was brought into this game, but she's already seized control by forming a team. However, curiosity soon turns into dread. The first monster they face in the newbie area is far beyond their expectations, a terrifying creature exuding a sinister aura. The team quickly realizes this isn't a typical low-level enemy. It's something a level 1 player should never encounter. They watch as Qin Feng engages it, analyzing every move he makes. His speed and combat style leave them in awe, realizing he's far superior to them. Lizzie, who had initially followed to witness his downfall, now sees him in a new light. Qin Feng senses their watchful eyes, but remains focused on the battle ahead. Lizzie and her team continue to track him. But as he moves forward, his sharp instincts reveal their presence. Lizzie feels a chill down her spine. Did he just notice them? Before they can react, Qin Feng activates his ability. In an instant, his body distorts, shrouded in darkness. Was it a stealth skill? Or his profession's unique ability? The realization hits them, his class is unlike anything they've seen before. Seeing the dangers, Lizzie's group reconsiders their choices. Having already died once, their lifespans are halved. They decide to return to town, hoping to level up or find hidden rewards instead of facing uncertain death. Meanwhile, Qin Feng, now fully hidden, observes them from the shadows. His stealth far surpasses ordinary assassins, making him invisible even at this low level. In this brutal world, the weak are prey for monsters. His invisibility doesn't last long, but with its short cooldown, he can activate it again soon. Checking his stats, he sees the remarkable benefits of his shadow profession. Unlike his past as a warrior, where attribute boosts were minor, he's gained an astonishing +8 to agility, making him exceptionally fast and dangerous. Qin Feng allocates his 5 extra attribute points to agility without hesitation. Most players invest in strength or spirit for attack power, but he knows that at this stage, damage is irrelevant if you can't survive. Suddenly, a low growl echoes from the darkness. Qin Feng's sharp eyes narrow, something's watching him. A monster shrieks from the shadows, its glowing red eyes piercing through the gloom. It's a crawler, a level 1 monster, but its aura suggests something far more dangerous. Qin Feng recognizes it instantly. This is the same monster that wiped out a 4-man team earlier, devouring their lifespan. Qin Feng moves swiftly, dodging as the crawler lunges at him. He knows the monster grows stronger with each life it devours. This crawler has already killed several players, making it far beyond an average level 1 creature. Without hesitation, he activates his abilities. His body crackles with dark energy as he vanishes into stealth. Qin Feng waits for the perfect moment. The crawler snarls, crouching low to attack, but it's already too late. His absolute speed and invisibility give him the upper hand. Hovering in the air, concealed by his stealth, Qin Feng strikes. Breaking out of invisibility, he descends with incredible force, his blade tearing into the monster's weak point. The impact is devastating. 174 damage in a single blow, triggering multiple skills, including backstab, which doubles damage since the crawler couldn't detect him. As the crawler's body disintegrates, Qin Feng remains silent, analyzing the kill. In his past life as a warrior, even a critical hit wouldn't do more than 40 damage. Killing a crawler had been a brutal struggle. But now, everything is different. Golden energy rises from the crawler's remains, the life force it had stolen from the players. Reaching out, he grasps the energy. The system confirms, 3 days of transferable life and 54 years of non-transferable life gained. This is the truth of this world. Life is a resource, and the strong take from the weak. Clenching his fist, he silently acknowledges his advantage. This time, he wouldn't just survive, he'd dominate. He calculates the lives lost by the players the crawler killed, over 100 years. Yet only 54 years transferred to him. This confirms lifespan can't be fully recovered, making it a precious resource. Just as he processes this, a sudden surge of energy surrounds him. The authority of judgment activates, unlocking a hidden talent, infinite evolution. A notification explains that killing monsters solo grants evolution points, which can upgrade skills beyond their limits. Qin Feng receives 5 evolution points and learns that defeating bosses grants even more. A new idea sparks in his mind. If skills can evolve without limit, he can become unstoppable. He tests it immediately, upgrading his shadow ability and backstab. 4 points spent. Shadow ability rises to bronze, extending stealth from 12 to 16 seconds and boosting attack power on exit. Backstab improves from poor to normal, increasing the damage boost from 10% to 15%. With invisibility mastery, his stealth now lasts 32 seconds, giving him near infinite invisibility. Moving forward, he overhears players reacting to his performance. Some dismiss it, assuming the game is easy. Others boast they could do the same. Qin Feng senses them, noticing a monstrous figure lurking above them in the trees. A warrior mockingly offers to watch over Qin Feng, oblivious to the danger. Qin Feng vanishes into the darkness, leaving behind only faint traces of blue energy. The players laugh, thinking he ran in fear. But above them, a massive spider with glowing red eyes waits. The system identifies it as a nurturer, a level 1 bronze boss. Qin Feng, hidden in the shadows, notes the boss's 600 GP, far too powerful for new players, especially with its minions. But instead of fleeing, he welcomes the challenge. Blue energy crackles around him as he targets the monster's core. His attack shatters its invisibility, forcing it into a vulnerable state. The impact slices deep into the spider's body. The nurturer shrieks as dark purple blood splatters. But Qin Feng isn't done. His body flickers, leaving behind an afterimage. His next attack strikes the nurturer's weak point, dealing 338 damage. He knows he isn't invincible, though 130 GP means even a small mistake could be fatal. Luckily, his agility lets him evade major hits, taking only minor damage, 9 points. But the nurturer retaliates aggressively, lashing out with intelligence and precision. Qin Feng watches carefully, refusing to rush. He attacks its exposed back again, landing a precise blow for 299 damage. But he has another tactic. When Leaden Shadow's cooldown ends, he hurls a stone with precision, triggering multiple special effects, breaking invisibility, one-hit strike, backstab, and weak point damage. The system registers 279 damage, another successful strike. The nurturer shrieks as dark blood sprays. Qin Feng immediately vanishes again, activating his stealth once more. As soon as it's ready, he strikes decisively, aiming to finish the boss off. A system notification echoes through the game world. The first player to reach level 2, Shadow Qin Feng. Whispers and disbelief spread among the players. Many had died repeatedly to even weaker monsters. Now, Qin Feng's solo boss kill stuns them all. But the 2 players who encountered the nurturer earlier realize the invisible assassin was likely behind it. A system message confirms 300 experience points, 2 evolution points, and 1 reputation point. His name is now on the village leaderboard. But Qin Feng realizes he missed out on the smaller enemy's experience by killing the boss first. Among his loot, 1 item stands out. A skill book, Greedy Hand Bronze. This assassin ability grants a 20% chance to extract extra loot from monster corpses, a powerful tool for future upgrades. He recalls a player from his past life who rose to fame solely with this skill. But with his infinite evolution talent, Qin Feng's potential is limitless. He silently acknowledges this. Unlike before, he will not just survive, he will dominate. Meanwhile, the scene shifted to the real world. Students strolled across the school campus, chatting about their daily lives. Among them, Xiao was frustrated, refusing to apologize to her brother. She believed he was the reason they missed an important entry test, not her. Her friend urged her to reconsider, reminding her that they had skipped an exam to support Song Fail. If her brother was upset, it was understandable. But Xiaoyu was firm. She saw no reason to back down. Her friend admired how well her brother treated her, but Xiaoyu quickly shut that down. He wasn't her real brother, making it clear she didn't want to discuss it further. Meanwhile, at school, something unusual was happening. A large crowd had gathered around a classroom, murmuring in concern. Xiaoyu's friend pushed through to see what was going on. Inside, a student was collapsed over his desk, unresponsive. Panic spread as Zhang Wei's body began turning translucent, shocking his classmates. Moments ago, he'd said he was sleepy, and now he was fading away. News of this strange phenomenon spread online. Reports showed that people worldwide were experiencing the same thing, falling asleep and becoming translucent, with no known cause. Xiaoyu's friend insisted she call her brother to warn him, but she refused. Her resentment ran deep. She wanted nothing to do with him. In her eyes, he'd be better off dead. Back in the game world, Qin Feng's Hand of Avarice skill evolved from bronze to gold, boosting his loot drop rate from 20% to 70%. Power surged through him as he unlocked Greedy Hand +2, strengthening his assassin abilities. Greedy Hand activated, granting him 2 evolution points and 46 transferable days of life. Realizing he only needed 1 more point to reach 100% extra loot at Greedy Hand +3, he equipped the corroded bronze dagger, noting its significant attack and agility boost. He knew time was short. As more people discovered the game's secrets, chaos would erupt in reality. His ultimate goal was clear: reach level 10 and accumulate enough tradable life to extract skills and gear into the real world. But killing normal monsters was too slow, he needed to target bosses. As Qin Feng moved through the forest, a sudden shout broke the silence. Someone was in danger. From atop a cliff, he spotted a group of players under attack. Below, a level 2 bronze-grade monster, a runner, lunged with razor-sharp teeth. Fireballs streaked through the air as players desperately fought back. Qin Feng smirked. A perfect opportunity. He recognized Wang Meng, a well-known player who had formed a team of 6 hidden class users early on. Wang Meng raised his shield, activating Holy Barrier and enveloping himself in a golden aura. His Sacred Shield warrior class far outclassed standard warriors, boasting twice the attributes and an invincible skill. Nearby, a mage unleashed a powerful spell. This prophet class mage had double the attack power and wielded a unique prophetic fireball ability. Qin Feng watched from the shadows. Each of Wang Meng's teammates had a hidden profession, making them far stronger than average players. The sharp-eyed archer had twice the stats of regular archers and could fire continuous arrows. The Oracle Priest could heal the entire team at once with double the healing power. Coordinated, they bombarded the runner with attacks, overwhelming it. Despite their efforts, the runner was too fast, dodging and retaliating fiercely. Wang Meng's Sacred Shield took a direct hit, but the Oracle Priest kept him alive. The archer and healer struggled to land their shots. Wang Meng remained confident, believing they could wear down the boss while the healer supported him. Qin Feng noted the risk as the noise attracted more monsters. As expected, 2 contaminators appeared behind Wang Meng, level 2 monsters known for their mud-covered bodies and ranged attacks. A player spotted them and rushed to intercept. His swift, aggressive strike surprised Qin Feng. One of the players attacked a contaminator, but the damage was minimal. The monster's defense was far higher than expected. The monster retaliated, lunging forward and splattering thick, stinking sludge on 2 nearby players. One struggled to move, realizing he was stuck to the ground. Another mage panicked as a contaminator closed in, calling for help. Before the monster could strike, a powerful blow landed, instantly killing the contaminator. The players turned in shock. A monster that usually took a group 10 seconds to kill had been wiped out in an instant. Another contaminator was felled just as quickly. Wang Meng asked if anyone knew who was helping, but no one did. He urged the team to stay focused and keep pushing. Meanwhile, Qin Feng quietly claimed the rewards: experience, an evolution point, and a rare skill book, Venom Dart. It was an assassin skill that dealt continuous poison damage from a distance. Impressed, he immediately evolved it to silver level. As the players battled the last enemy, Wang Meng was suddenly ambushed. A red creature pierced through his armor, lifting him off the ground as he cried out in pain. His teammates panicked. A healer tried to restore his health, but the wound was too severe. Barely conscious, Wang Meng gave a final warning, urging them to escape. A high-speed projectile struck the red monster in the head, dealing massive damage. The creature roared in rage, green fluid gushing from its wounds. It collapsed, taking continuous poison damage from Venom Dart. Qin Feng claimed the kill: experience, evolution points, and over 50 days of life. He was impressed. The skill even affected class progression. With stealth and ranged poison attacks, no early or mid-stage enemy could match him now. Meanwhile, Wang Meng sat wounded beside the fallen monster. As the loot orb appeared, it vanished before his eyes, taken by someone else. Wang Meng clasped his hands, thanking the mysterious helper. Though he didn't know who it was, a voice warned him not to trust people too easily in the wild. Wang Meng introduced himself and offered future help if needed. Another player tried to add the helper as a friend, but they were urged to leave quickly. Hidden in the shadows, Qin Feng watched. He acknowledged that Wang Meng seemed dependable and considered using him later as a sales channel for unwanted loot. Activating Hand of Avarice, Qin Feng claimed the loot and equipped new assassin gear, running leather leggings, boosting his defense, elemental resistance, and cooldown speed. Satisfied with his haul, he planned to return to town once his backpack was full, trading gear for extra life. His growth rate now far surpassed what it had been in his previous life. The battlefield is chaotic, with players still grappling with the onslaught of monsters. Suddenly, more creatures surge forward, overwhelming everyone. A player shouts for everyone to retreat as the horde closes in. Some freeze in shock. A teammate yells for them to move, but it's too late for hesitation. Then, a massive presence descends. A towering, otherworldly creature materializes before them. Without warning, it releases a powerful energy surge, signaling that this battle is far from over. Purple energy blasts tear through the players, cutting down several in an instant. In a flash, the survivors are transported back to the city's safe zone. One player vents about how monsters always retreat at low health, making kills hard to secure. Another reminds them that they must reach level 3 to escape this world, but that goal feels impossibly far. Some suggest expanding their team for better survival odds, but another player quickly dismisses the idea. Even larger groups have been wiped out by the hordes. Numbers alone don't guarantee survival. One player warns that forming large teams can attract powerful enemies. A group of 40 once drew the attention of a powerful entity called the Damned, which wiped out over 30 players in a single attack. Panic spreads. If they can't reach level 3, they'll be trapped in the game forever. Since they entered by falling asleep, only their consciousness is here. If they don't escape in time, their real bodies will die of starvation. Another group reflects on how brutal the game truly is. They've already died multiple times, losing much of their tradable life. For them, failure is no longer an option. They can't afford to die again. Suddenly, attention shifts to the rankings. At the top is a mysterious player named Shadow, already at level 3 while others are stuck at level 1. The players are stunned by his rapid progress. One suspects Shadow knows a special method to level up quickly and urges the others to find him. He might be their only hope. She even promises a reward, 10 million in cash if he helps them reach level 3 and escape. The others are shocked, but the offer is too tempting to ignore. Meanwhile, Qin Feng continues clearing monsters in the forest. He takes down another contaminator, earning experience and an evolution point. With enough gathered, he unlocks his next upgrade. Qin Feng evolves his Hand of Avarice skill from Platinum to Jade, boosting the chance of extra loot and even improving its rarity. He's amazed by its potential. If this keeps up, he wonders if it could guarantee rare drops every time. Heavy footsteps echo nearby. A towering figure cloaked in darkness emerges from the rain. Qin Feng identifies it, the Damned, a bronze-level boss, but now it's absorbing life force and showing signs of evolving into silver. It must have devoured dozens of players. Qin Feng sees the opportunity but realizes his backpack is full. He marks the location on his map, planning to return later. For now, he'll head back to town to empty his inventory. News about Shadow spreads rapidly in town. Players are stunned to hear someone offered 10 million just to be leveled up by him. Frustration boils, only the rich seem able to buy their way out while everyone else keeps losing life. Just then, Qin Feng returns to the city, turning heads. Without a word, he opens his system panel and begins selling gear. A message flashes in the air, a limited time equipment and skills sale, open for 10 minutes. Players are shocked to see someone carrying multiple bronze gear sets and offering even more for sale. Whispers spread fast. This is Shadow, the one who took down a bronze-level boss and now tops the leaderboard. His face is hidden. He's using the hide face function, which keeps his in-game appearance the same as real life, deepening the mystery. A female mage steps forward, asking about a spell's price. Qin Feng names it, 100 days of tradable life. He silently notes she's Grey Rose, ranked 11th in Shell Village and also using the hide face feature. She tries to haggle, saying 100 days is too steep. Qin Feng stays firm, it's the Ice Cone spell, and it drastically improves mage kill speed. She then asks if real-world money can be used. Qin Feng tells her she can buy tradable life from others and deal with him afterward. If no one outbids her, he'll hold the item. After a moment, she consults her teammates. They all agree, it's worth it for faster progress. She promises to repay them in the real world. The deal is made, and his tradable life increases by 100 days. Suddenly, Lizzie steps forward, calling out to him by his in-game name, Shadow. She shocks everyone by offering him a deal. Help her reach level 3, and she'll pay 10 million in real cash after they exit. Everyone is stunned. Someone really offered Shadow 10 million, and it wasn't a rumor. Qin Feng recognizes her as Zhang Li, someone who once led a criminal gang before it was crushed by authorities. Now she flaunts her father's wealth, vowing she can pay. But Qin Feng isn't interested. He's heard how she uses money to manipulate players and even kill those who defy her. Disgusted, he rejects her offer outright. Zhang Li tries again, promising luxury and power. Qin Feng cuts her off. Here, only tradable life has value. Cash means nothing. Furious, Zhang Li insults him, threatening him if this were the real world. Qin Feng's eyes flash. He warns that one more word and he'll kill her until her life hits zero. The threat silences everyone. Terrified, Zhang Li and her team retreat. Later, Qin Feng sells a bronze tunic for 19 more days of tradable life. One buyer celebrates, feeling stronger already. But no one realizes tradable life has a hidden power. It can bring in-game skills into reality. This very game will soon disrupt the real world's balance. Qin Feng activates a stealth skill and vanishes, leaving players in awe. Meanwhile, Zhang Li and her group retreat, still shaken. She fumes. Shadow not only rejected her but threatened her too. She vows to find him in the real world and kill him. A player greets her. Mao Lijun, also known as Old Mao, offers to help her level up in exchange for the million she'd promised Qin Feng. Curious, Zhang Li asks how. Old Mao reveals a lesser-known trick. Allocating all initial points to agility lets players outrun the crawler, ensuring faster progress. Zhang Li is surprised. She'd wasted her points on strength. She accepts Old Mao's offer immediately. Desperate to level up fast, she offers 5 million to another player to reach level 3. He agrees, mocking Qin Feng's refusal. Meanwhile, Qin Feng returns to the wild, hunting once more. He finds the damned again, now silver rank and surrounded by gray fog, growing stronger by the minute. Qin Feng doesn't wait, he readies his weapon. A poison dart, then a stealth-enhanced strike, delivers a massive blow. The boss recoils, poison draining its health. Qin Feng uses latent image, boosting his speed and precision. The boss powers up, summoning a huge energy orb. Qin Feng knows how this works. 2 or 3 well-placed poison darts are enough. He launches the final sequence of attacks, retreating after each to dodge the boss's lethal area attacks. Hidden Shadow is still on cooldown, so he waits for the boss to stagger. As it does, Qin Feng prepares. Timing it perfectly, he strikes again, critical hit after critical hit. The poison damage finishes the job. The boss tries to flee, but Qin Feng delivers the final, precise blow, ending the fight. He gains a huge reward, 1,800 experience points, 4 evolution points, and levels up twice. He also earns 124 days of tradable life. Activating Hand of Avarice, he doubles the evolution points and tradable life, 12 evolution points and 372 days total. As a bonus, 1 loot drop upgrades from silver to gold. Qin Feng marvels at this jade level skill. It has a 20% chance to boost loot quality. He sits down to sort his loot, realizing he'll need better storage to keep hunting efficiently. As he checks his haul, something special catches his eye. It's not just another item. Elsewhere, a red-haired girl celebrates with her team. They've returned safely to the city, thanks to Wang Meng's leadership. A female player regrets not befriending a strong player earlier. She assumes her messy appearance kept her from being noticed and resolves to approach him again, now in a clean new outfit. Suddenly, the system announces a leaderboard update. Shadow is now ranked first, already at level 5. Wang Meng is second, another warrior third. The news stuns everyone. Shadow jumped from level 3 to 5 in no time. Some suspect he took down a high-level boss or used special gear. A separate group hitting level 3 watches in disbelief. The gap in strength is growing too fast, and they fear Shadow may not even give them a chance to survive. One player steps up, telling them to stop worrying about rankings. Their priority should be returning to reality and warning loved ones about the game's deadly trap. The group agrees and decides to temporarily log out. Back in the real world, Wang Meng wakes in a medical facility, disoriented. People rush to notify their captain that he's awake. They worry, he'd turned semi-transparent moments earlier. One suggests he rest, offering to handle his duties. But Wang Meng regains focus. He calls for everyone to gather. Something critical has happened, and it needs immediate attention. At the police station, another officer brings up Wang Meng's earlier report how his team of hidden professions was nearly wiped out until someone intervened. Wang confirms it. The one who saved them is known by the code name Shadow. At the time, Shadow was just level 3 like the rest of them, but shortly after the battle, he had already surged to level 5, skipping a full level in between. The officers are stunned by Shadow's rapid level jump. They speculate that he may have defeated a powerful boss and question whether this makes him the top player globally. One of them raises a new concern: if Shadow was already level 3 an hour ago, why hasn't he returned to reality like the others? They wonder if he has no family to inform. Wang Meng admits it's possible Shadow has no one. Another officer jokes, asking if Shadow could be a time traveler. Her light-hearted comment draws immediate criticism from her superior, who reminds her this is a serious situation and not fiction. The officer confirms that the information Wang Meng shared about the game, abandoned by God, aligns with their recent findings. The conclusion is grim. If someone dies in the game, they also die in reality. The situation is declared a supernatural crisis beyond current understanding. Officials believe an unknown force may be invading through the game. In response, emergency orders are issued. Every region is tasked with forming teams to explore abandoned by God and gather information. A professional force must be built immediately. The issue is no longer local. Governments across the world are mobilizing, recognizing the global scale of the threat. Falling behind would mean losing critical strategic ground. So, every nation is competing to uncover the truth. In this effort, Anu is officially appointed as the leader of Team 1. Wang is appointed as the sub-leader of the team, working alongside Anu to select members for the mission. Based on Wang's assessment, Shadow seems approachable. The leadership believes Anu's temperament is best suited to investigate him. The mission is clear: uncover Shadow's true identity, gain Shadow's trust, and secure the crucial information he holds. Meanwhile, the rest of the force is tasked with maintaining public order as this supernatural crisis unfolds. As the sun sets, a group of girls discusses the game's mechanics. One of them shares that players in the same location who fall asleep at the same time appear together in the same starting town. Qin Feng's surprised he hasn't reached out. She suspects his pride is holding him back from apologizing. She recalls how he used to calm her whenever she was angry. But this time, instead of comforting her, he actually hit her, something not even her parents have done. The memory still leaves her furious. Still fuming, the girl recalls how her fight with Qinfeng began. She had only skipped class to attend Song Fei's concert. Yet, Qinfeng hit her during the argument, something even her parents had never done. Despite her anger, she finds comfort in the memory of the concert. Seeing her idol Song Fei up close felt like a dream, and she's glad she didn't miss the opportunity, especially now with the chaos surrounding the game abandoned by God. If not for that concert, she might have lost her only chance. She reminisces fondly about how close she had been to Song Fei. Tears stream down the girl's face as she confesses how much she misses Song Fei. Just as emotions overwhelm her, a realization strikes. She suddenly remembers the connection between sleep and the game world. If everyone who sleeps enters abandoned by God, then Song Fei must be inside too. Hope lights up her face. If she logs into the game, she might be able to find him there. Qin Zhao, determined to catch up, decides to consult Zhang Wei, someone who leveled up quickly and is clearly experienced. Over a message, she politely asks him for advice. Zhang Wei is surprised by her approach and takes it as a rare opportunity. He feels smug about being approached by someone he sees as proud and unreachable. He advises her to invest all her initial attribute points into agility to avoid getting overwhelmed by monsters. When she asks if that applies to magic classes as well, he explains that agility also speeds up casting time, which is helpful early on. Excited by the support, Zhao confidently prepares to enter the game. She feels lucky to have someone ready to help and throws aside any lingering thoughts about Qin Feng, now determined to get ahead on her own. Meanwhile, inside the game, Qin Feng is alone in a dark forest, investigating glowing orbs on the ground. As he inspects them, he discovers a rare item, the Damned Ring Gold, which boosts all attributes by +8 and adds dark resistance and weak point damage. He realizes the ring grants him the same stats someone would earn from 3 full level ups, making it an extremely valuable early game item. Qin Feng discovers another valuable reward, Instant Cut Silver, an assassin class ability. It allows the user to dash up to 15 meters, turn invisible for 5 seconds, and deliver 3 powerful slashes to enemies along the path. Recognizing its strength as a high-impact area skill, he immediately learns it. With evolution points still remaining, Qinfeng upgrades one of his passive skills, Hand of Avarice, increasing his chance of receiving higher-tier loot from monsters. He confirms that each monster kill will now yield significantly more loot. And with the remaining points, he upgrades Instant Cut to Platinum tier, boosting the damage and slash count even further. Qinfeng reviews his newly enhanced skill, Instant Cut. Though the cooldown hasn't decreased as he hoped, its invisibility duration allows him to stay hidden almost continuously. He sifts through the rest of the loot, dismissing most of it as useless. Suddenly, he senses movement. His expression sharpens as strange noises echo through the forest. Without warning, a group of red monstrous creatures descends from above, surrounding him in an ambush. Qinfeng identifies the monsters as level 4 assembled limb crawlers. Seeing this as the perfect opportunity, he decides to test out his newly enhanced skill, Instant Cut. With a burst of speed and precision, he vanishes into the shadows, slashing through the enemies in a blur of blue energy. Each strike lands cleanly, dealing heavy damage and tearing through the crawlers in a matter of seconds. After the swift execution, he observes the result. Compared to his previous poison dart method, Instant Cut is far more efficient, requiring fewer hits per kill and greatly reducing the risk of mistakes. However, bringing any item or skill from the game into reality would require at least 900 days, making it clear he still has a long way to go. After achieving level 3, he reminds the girl of her promise and asks if she'll honor it. The girl, accompanied by others, responds confidently, giving him her number and offering to buy his tradable life days for a high price, implying her powerful company wouldn't cheat him. A man praises the blonde businesswoman, mocking a previous ally called the Shadow Guy for underestimating her. He expresses excitement to meet again in the real world. He dismisses the danger of losing lifespan through the game, claiming it's easily recoverable and proudly states that monetizing game skills is the true smart strategy. Meanwhile, Qinfeng activates a glowing blue portal in Shell Village. Qinfeng activates the Shell Village portal and gains a reputation point. He notes that teleportation between starter villages requires both ends to be activated, and he sets up an alert for Firefly Village, recalling that Song Fei once used it in his past life. However, he sees little strategic value in teleporting between starter zones. His real goal is to reach level 10 and enter the continent abandoned by the gods. Later, he returns to town, opening a short 10-minute sale for his skills and gear, drawing attention from nearby players who recognize him as the Master of Shadows. Excitement erupts among players as Qinfeng arrives, referred to as the Grand Master, prompting one player to reveal he saved 150 life days just for this moment. A warrior snatches up the newly released War Cry skill book for 300 transferable life days, triggering discussion about its value. One player questions the high cost, but another explains that the book doubles efficiency, making it easy to recover the spent life days. Soon, other players eagerly shout to claim gear like magic robes and enchanted shoes. Qinfeng quickly sells out all his items, earning 650 life days and bringing his total to 2,174. Just then, a girl approaches, offering a rare treasure. She presents a space ring with 12 storage slots that doesn't take up equipment space, surprising Qinfeng with its incredible utility and rarity. Qinfeng explains the value of the space ring. It doesn't consume storage slots and has a rare drop rate, making it highly prized. When asked how she wants to trade it, the girl surprisingly says she doesn't want payment, only to add him as a friend and invites him to help defeat a boss. Qinfeng accepts and her friend request is confirmed. She describes the boss as gold level, appearing on a boat in a swamp too distant and obscured to clearly identify. Qinfeng suspects the rundown boat might be the rare Golden Ghost ship, a boss known for dropping valuable items and sparking intense competition due to its low spawn rate. He's surprised it's been found so early and that the girl, possibly tied to Wang Meng's team, obtained a rare storage ring from it. This stirs a memory, leading him to wonder if she's the same girl connected to the legendary golden carp he once heard about in his past life. Qinfeng asks how she found the golden boss and she explains it was by chance while wandering after relogging in alone. This reminds him of a rumor from his past life about someone in Wang Meng's team with the golden carp's luck always discovering rare things. He used to think it was just a myth, but now realizes it's true and she's the one. Surprised, she asks why he's staring, and he brushes it off as nothing. While they walk off together, someone is watching them from the shadows. A boastful man gathers his group, reminiscing about his past leadership and promising riches. When he hears that Qinfeng left with a girl, he mocks him as a typical newbie and rallies his men to follow. Meanwhile, Qinfeng offers to help the girls' team in the boss fight under one condition. Any drops usable by them, they can keep. The rest will be his. She agrees, but asks if he'd sell any extra gear to her teammates at a discount, revealing her kindness and loyalty. Qinfeng tells the girl they're heading straight to fight the gold-level boss. She's shocked, visibly panicked by the idea. She points out that he's an assassin with stealth skills while she's a mage. She wouldn't stand a chance if things went wrong. Calmly, he assures her she won't need to fight and should just watch from safety. Her disbelief grows as she questions how he could take down a powerful boss alone, thinking even for someone like him. The girl is startled as Qinfeng suddenly vanishes into the shadows. Confused and worried, she calls out for him, not knowing where he went. Watching from afar, a gang of thugs assumes he abandoned her. The boss sneers, thinking she's now defenseless, and decides to move in on her, encouraging his men to follow, promising them rewards. Believing she's an easy target, they rush forward with malicious intent, mocking her vulnerability and praising their leader's cunning. Just as the thugs close in on the girl, Qinfeng, now cloaked in shadow, appears and launches a surprise assault. With precise strikes, he instantly eliminates several of them in a flash of blue energy. The system confirms he's earned 12 transactional life days from the kills. He mocks how weak they were, likening them to small monsters. Reappearing beside the girl, she demands to know where he vanished to. He calmly replies that he simply sent their followers back to the village. The girl jokes that she thought had gone to the bathroom. He quickly changes the subject, urging her to guide him to the boss. Meanwhile, in the game world, a new player, a girl in a purple robe, logs out into the game. She marvels at how realistic everything feels, especially the magical staff in her hands. While nearby players notice her arrival, she is thrilled to unlock the hidden class, Priestess of Life, hoping it will put her on par with Song Fei. However, she grows irritated thinking about Qinfeng, blaming him for being unreliable despite acting like a leader. She decides to move forward on her own. Later, she spots the leaderboard and is stunned to see Shadow Feng's alias already at level 6, far ahead of others. Realizing how powerful he really is, she regrets siding with Zhang Wei and wonders where she can find Shadow to team up instead. Wang Meng is frustrated as he fails to contact a teammate named Oscillating with the Wind. The team urgently discusses their next step, knowing they can't proceed without a healer. One of them reminds the group that they aren't skilled enough to manage alone like top-tier players and insists they find a replacement. As they talk, a girl approaches and offers her help. She reveals that she's a Priestess of Life, a hidden class healer. Meanwhile, a ghostly ship appears in the water. Qinfeng recognizes it immediately. It's the Golden Grade Ghost ship. She told to stay hidden and avoid any surprise attacks. She agrees, leaving the boss fight to the expert. Qinfeng launches himself down at full force, activating his skill at the perfect moment. He notes that the ghost ship's presence has created a rage zone, accelerating time 100-fold. Although the area rapidly drains life energy, 15 minutes here equates to one full day. The ghost ship is confirmed to be a level 5 entity of gold grade. A spectral boss stands aboard and a timer begins counting down. Only 45 minutes and 25 seconds remain. Qinfeng confirms that there's a limited time to defeat special bosses, but with 45 minutes remaining, he's confident it's more than enough. He activates Instant Shadow Slash, striking the boss multiple times and dealing heavy damage. The boss retaliates with Venom Dart, but Qinfeng swiftly dodges. Qinfeng lands a critical hit on the ship using Stealth Break Strike, targeting a specific point with precision. He reveals the key difficulty of this boss. Most players don't know its weakness. Damage appears, but not from hitting the skeleton. It's from striking a hidden part of the ship. He explains the real weakness isn't the skeleton or the ship's body, but the ghost fire bell at the tip. Once it's hit, the boss triggers a powerful response. The boss begins manipulating the surrounding water and prepares a massive area of effect attack, aiming to wipe out everything nearby. A powerful water pillar strikes with extreme force. Even early-stage warriors in silver armor can barely survive it. Qinfeng notes he only dodged because his shadow class has high starting agility. After launching the AI attack, the ghost ship summons 12 decaying water ghosts, adding another layer of danger. Qinfeng stays in an invisible state. He waits patiently for the perfect moment to strike. With the right angle, he unleashes Instant Shadow Slash, wiping out multiple enemies in a single burst of damage. He follows up with Venom Dart and a critical hit. The attacks rain down without giving the boss any time to react. Watching from a distance, the priestess is stunned. She realizes this is the top-ranked shadow. His movements are so fast and lethal that the boss has. Qin Feng calmly tells his teammate not to interfere, stating he'll die soon and revive on his own. Confused, she questions why he would say that when he has the upper hand. She also reacts to being called Little Black, unsure what it means. Meanwhile, a man in another area curses his carelessness. Once a legend who defeated many, he now finds himself humiliated struggling against a young girl. One of the players reports to his boss that the girl is near the cliff and Qin Feng is fighting the boss solo below. The boss gathers his group, confident he can finally defeat him this time. Qin Feng targets the ship's fourth weak point, its most difficult one to deal with while still in motion. As the boss's health drops to half, the Golden Ghost ship activates a large-scale AOS soul surge, flooding the area with deadly energy. Qin Feng realizes he's vulnerable, unable to move for 5 seconds, and knows he can't dodge the upcoming attack in his current state. The priestess watches in shock. Qin Feng, overwhelmed by the ghost ship's powerful soul surge, braces for impact as energy surges around him. A message confirms his death. System notifications reveal the cost. He loses 326 years of untradeable lifespan and 1087 days of tradable lifespan as a penalty for dying in the rage zone. The enemy leader mocks Qin Feng's failure, laughing and calling him arrogant for challenging a gold tier boss solo. They notice the dropped lifespan orbs and are surprised by how much he had. The boss still has half its health left, so they decide to charge in and finish it off. Suddenly, as one of them reaches for the orb, a glowing gateway opens above. The leader looks up confused. In the real world, frustrated players shout in disbelief. They can't understand how the boss became this powerful or how Qin Feng managed to cut its health in half so quickly. Despite heavy losses, the enemy leader refuses to give up. He urges his team to continue, unwilling to accept defeat. Suddenly, Qin Feng appears near the lifespan orbs, surprising everyone. Qin Feng returns, and the priestess is surprised by how fast he revived. He asks about the lifespan orbs, and she explains a group of players charged in but were wiped out by a water column. He smirks, saying they overestimated themselves. He recalls that in his previous life, he had also suffered because of this very boss. He explains that the ghost ship only uses its immobilization skill once. After that, it becomes easier unless it gets damaged while at low HP. Without wasting time, Qin Feng activates Poison Dart. He strikes the ghost ship's weak point again, landing a powerful hit with precise timing. The boss retaliates, but Qin Feng continues dodging incoming attacks. He uses instant Shadow Slash, confidently stating he has already figured out the boss's attack patterns. From a distance, the rival group spots Qin Feng battling the boss again. They decide to wait for the right moment to ambush and eliminate both him and the boss. The priestess notices the enemy group returning and gets frustrated. They're causing trouble again. She realizes she can't let them interfere. She begins casting a powerful lightning spell, channeling energy through her staff. Lightning strikes down on the enemies, damaging several of them and taking some by surprise. The enemy leader shouts in confusion, asking who's attacking them. One of his men points out that the mage is behind the assault. The enemy leader gets furious and orders his men to kill the priestess for interfering. She panics as they charge at her. She runs across the cliff, calling for help while the group chases after her with weapons drawn. Meanwhile, two monks quietly observe everything from behind a tree. Qin Feng reflects that the Golden Ghost ship is nearly defeated, but it's proven difficult even as a level 5 boss. His damage output was too low, which prolonged the battle and drew attention. A system announcement confirms that player Shadow from Shell Town becomes the first on the server to solo kill a gold grade boss, earning reputation points. Players across the map react in shock. They wonder where Shell Town is and who this incredibly strong Shadow really is. Others are stunned by his rapid growth. He had just swallowed a bronze boss and now a gold one. One girl watches quietly, thinking that if she could team up with him, she might finally catch up to her brother. The defeated boss drops a large number of valuable lifespan orbs and items. The rival group notices that Qin Feng hasn't collected the loot, assuming he's hiding with invisibility. They believe he's wary of them and plan to ambush him. Guang summons a phantom horned eagle, a beast that can detect invisible targets. He draws his bow, preparing to launch an anti-invisibility skill. Qin Feng realizes their strategy and recognizes the beast's ability. However, he remains calm. His assassin class has a passive +1 invisibility level, meaning basic detection like this won't expose him. The group assumes Qin Feng has fled after seeing their numbers. They relax slightly, thinking he's smart for running. They decide to guard the loot. Since ownership lasts 5 minutes, they plan to wait it out before claiming everything. Unaware of the danger, they casually talk while standing near the loot, believing they're in control. Suddenly, Qin Feng strikes from the shadows with instant shadow slash, catching them completely off guard with a devastating ambush. Qin Feng looks around at the loot and wonders where the priestess went, deciding to find her later. He has enough evolution points and chooses to upgrade his greedy hand skill from diamond to epic before collecting the loot. The upgraded skill gives a 100% chance to upgrade loot by 1 tier, exciting him with its potential. He activates the skill, gathering all the lifespan lights in a swirling golden aura, ready to absorb them with a satisfied grin. Qin Feng activates Greedy Hand, unleashing a powerful golden energy across the forest as it gathers the loot. He gains multiple rewards, evolution points, hundreds of tradable lifespan days, and 2 rare Ghostfire bells. The Ghostfire bell grants powerful passives and activives, preventing lifespan loss on death, increasing dropped lifespan and stunning nearby enemies. As Qin Feng examines the items, he hears Little Black calling for help. Realizing something's wrong, he immediately starts searching for her. He continues searching, calling out for the priestess. He suddenly hears her panicked voice, warning others not to come near. Priestess surrounded by a group of enemies making vile remarks and threatening her, trying to force her into submission. She stays defiant, clutching her staff and refusing to back down. The priestess leaps off the cliff to avoid capture, holding her staff tightly as she falls. She crashes to the ground below, motionless. One of the enemies is stunned by her resolve, quietly admitting she really went through with it. Her spirit communicates with Qin Feng, saying she's already died and returned to town. Qin Feng solemnly acknowledges her message and promises to deliver the loot to her soon. Qin Feng reviews his gains 315 days of tradable lifespan and 21 evolution points. A prompt appears asking if he wants to keep evolving his Greedy Hand skill now at epic rank. Seeing the high cost of evolution 210 points, he decides to prioritize offensive skills instead. Knowing stronger damage will help him tackle tougher bosses and earn better loot, he evolves Instant Shadow Slash, improving its range, duration, and damage output. Now, even basic slashes deal significantly more. Qin Feng explains that without stealth, he can now deal 3000 damage, but if he performs a stealth backstab, the total burst can reach up to 6000, making him even more lethal. Thanks to Greedy Hand, Qin Feng receives exceptional loot, 1 gold equipment, 2 platinum items, and a platinum skill book, far more than a normal drop from a gold tier boss. Among them is the Ghost Chip Dual Blades Platinum, a level 5 assassin weapon that boosts agility and deals double damage on normal attacks. Though Qin Feng relies more on skills than basic attacks, he acknowledges the weapon's high base attack, agility bonus, and armor-piercing effects, which still offer great value. He also equips Ghostfire Leather Armor Gold, which adds 90 health directly. With his current health still at 350, the armor significantly improves his survivability enough that most players can't even scratch him. Qin Feng makes his gear invisible to disguise his power and selects the classic appearance of the assassin class. He plans to prevent others from easily checking his stats and finds a final item, a skill book. He's excited to see it's a rare survival skill for assassins, though he remembers it's usually weak because dodge rate is hard to increase. He plans to sell the leftover items at a discount or on credit through Wang Meng. He acknowledges that this massive upgrade wouldn't be possible without the help of the priestess Little Black and genuinely feels grateful. Qin Feng walks calmly through the rain when a group of players approaches. One of them recognizes him. It's the Shadow. Panic instantly sets in among the group. They break into a chaotic retreat, shoving each other and screaming in fear. Some beg not to be left behind. Qin Feng strikes swiftly with his enhanced Instant Shadow Slash, slicing through them before they can escape. The leader realizes too late that resistance is futile. The last remaining enemy begs for mercy as he flees through the forest, promising never to harm others again. Qin Feng grabs him and coldly questions if he considered the consequences when he attacked others. The man sobs, pleading not to be killed due to his short remaining lifespan. Qin Feng kills him mercilessly. The system announces that Qin Feng has received a killer status for killing too many players, meaning he will lose 75% of his lifespan if he dies. But with the Ghost Fire Bell, he's unfazed, knowing he can still avoid the penalty if it happens. Qin Feng walks into town. The crowd is shocked he's returned after defeating a gold boss. Some skeptics whisper that he probably exploited the boss, assuming he didn't get any loot since he's not wearing visible gear. One of the men approaches him respectfully, calling him Brother Shadow and asking him to wait to make peace. The man offers Qin Feng an assassin skill book they bought using their own lifespan and asks him to accept it as a way to forget their past conflict. Qin Feng inspects the offered book and learns it's a control skill called Impale, which stuns enemies briefly and adds extra attack damage. He accepts the book without much expression and walks away silently, saying only one word, "Fine." Behind him, the other players whisper angrily. Some feel humiliated having to offer a gift to the very person who defeated them. But Xian Xiao, the leader, calms them. He believes Qin Feng has a massive secret and is growing too fast. If they uncover his real-life identity, they could force the truth from him or even take his lifespan. Xian Xiao and his men plot to use a beautiful woman to seduce and trick Qin Feng, assuming he's poor and easy to manipulate. Qin Feng meets with Big Plum, casually offering her new equipment and items in return for their agreement. Excited, Big Plum is overwhelmed by the powerful effects of the gear, especially the necklace that boosts her magic. She thanks him gratefully, but Qin Feng reminds her of their deal, asking her to hand over the space ring. She quickly agrees and complies. Big Plum shares how she found a hidden underground ruin while escaping in the forest, asking if Qin Feng is interested. Qin Feng listens closely, realizing that her tip is valuable. He thinks giving her the gold equipment was worth it to gain her trust. With a new space ring, his inventory expands to 27 slots. He decides to sell items to Wang Meng, then explore the ruin. Big Plum marks the ruin's entrance on the map, describing a stone slab she moved to enter, though she fled after hearing terrifying sounds from within. Qin Feng suddenly disappears without warning. While moving through shadows, Qin Feng decides there's no need to grind anymore since he now has access to a ruin. He recalls that beginner ruins are usually tombs. Cursed ruins, or temples of faith filled with bronze and silver tier monsters. For Qin Feng, these ruins aren't just dungeons. They're treasure troves filled with lifespan and evolution points.